Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I am Shabina Mahmood and I am over here with you with the last lecture related to the chapter Great Expectations. In this lecture, we will discuss out the complete objectives that are present inside the exercise grammatically, and I will give you the complete explanation of the comprehension and the vocabulary also. Students, now I am coming towards the exercise. The first activity is related to the vocabulary, that we have to tell out what these phrases means. So the solution of this activity is over here on the screen, and I am going to tell you the explanation of this activity. The first phrase is over here, a lonely orphan. It means an orphan which has no one to support, brought up by, reared a child by somebody. Third one is wanted by the police. A criminal or an accused person, a suspected criminal sought by the police. To board a ship, to go on a ship, to enter a ship. Belonged to the government, it was the property of government. Fortune that he had been promised, he had a hope for good luck. Okay students, next activity you will solve on your own, that they have given you out a one word expectation and you have to make as much words as you can make from the single word, and you have to use all these words in your sentences. The solution is over here on the screen, but you have to make the sentences on your own, because I have given you out the complete description of all the sentences that are important from the unit. So there now you are able to make the sentences, and these sentences are very simple. So you have to put an effort on your own to make these sentences. Now I am coming towards the comprehension, and the comprehension with all the questions and answers is over here on the screen, and I am going to explain all these answers in front of you. The first question is, who looked after Pip after the death of his parents? After the death of Pip's parents, his sister brought him up. Who was Joe? How did he treat Pip? Joe was the husband of his sister, and he treated Joe like his son. Why did Pip give food and drink to the prisoner? Pip was a kind-hearted person, so he gives food and drink to the prisoner. What happened to the prisoner? The man was recaptured by the soldiers and taken away. Why did the prisoner support Pip? Pip had been kind to the prisoner. When he was in trouble, they support him a lot. What happens to the prisoner's wealth after his death? By law, all his money belonged to the government, so government took hold of his wealth after his death. Question number 7. Do you know a person who achieved success in life through its hard work? Yes, I know many persons who achieved success in their lives through their hard work. Okay students, the next activity related to the comprehension is that you have to analyze a story, and you have to prepare a story map related to the chapter Great Expectations. You have to tell the problem, you have to tell the character, you have to tell the solution, and you have to tell the story setting of this complete chapter. I have given you out complete activity over here in the solution form. You can take help from this activity, and here you can see the story setting, you can see the characters, you can see the problem, and you can see the solution as well. So students, you have to take help from this one, and you can create such a story map for all the stories that are given in your book. Okay students, the next activity is related to grammar. They have given you out some sentences based upon past perfect tense, and you have to pick out the form of verb, and you have to use in the sentence according to the formation of past perfect tense. The solution of this activity is over here on the screen. I have filled you out all these blanks, and I have given you out a complete description of all these blanks. So you can take help from this one, but if there is any other sentence from the unit, then you have a complete known knowledge about the formation of past perfect tense, and you can easily make out and you can easily fill out if there is a blank or if there is a complete sentence translation. You can easily do it. So now I am coming towards the next activity. The next activity is also related to grammar, and in this activity the writer is going to mix out the sentences between past perfect tense and past perfect continuous tense. He is going to give you out some sentences, and he is going to ask that you have to fill out these sentences as appropriate tense by using appropriate tense as it is required by the sentence. So you have a complete knowledge about all these, about both of these tenses. So you can take help for this specific activity from here, but I have given you out the complete description of these sentences, these two tenses. So you have to go back and you have to grasp out all the knowledge that is present inside my lectures related these two tenses, and you can make and you can translate any type of sentence from Urdu to English, and you can fill out the blanks also related to these two tenses. Okay students, the next activity is related to direct and indirect. I have given you out a complete lecture on direct and indirect speeches, tenses by tenses, so that it is easy for you to pick out all the knowledge based on direct and indirect. But I am going to explain all these sentences because this is the new concept that you have learned only in this chapter. So I am going to explain all these sentences in front of you. The first sentence is over here on the screen. She said my class fellows are visiting me. She said that her class fellows are visiting her. He said, what is the time? He asked what the time was. He said, he tells his son opportunity knocks but once. He tells his son opportunity knocks but once. He asked the servant, where did you leave my glass? He asked the servant to leave the glass. He ordered to keep quiet. She said, don't waste your time. She advised us not to waste your time. She explained, my friends and I are here to help you. She explained her friends and she was there to help them. Okay students, you have to change the following passive sentences into active sentences, and now I am going to give you the explanation of this activity over here on the screen. You can see the first sentence is, the novel Great Expectation was written by Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens wrote the novel Great Expectations. He was brought up by his sister. His sister brought him up. The man was recaptured by soldiers and taken away. Soldiers recaptured and took the man away. He was still wanted by the police in England. The police still wanted him in England. He was caught by the police. The police caught him. He was sentenced to death by the judge. The judge sentenced him to death. Okay students, now I am coming towards the last activity related to the exercise. Yes, you have to show your writing skill over here. They have given you out a map and you have to fill it out according to any story that you have read before. I have given you out one story over here and I have filled this complete map in front of you. By using these suggestions and by using this help that I am going to give you in this lecture, you can change this story also. You can give the review of any other story which you have read in the past and you have read right now. You can add or delete some information according to your information from this type of story writing. So students, this lectures will surely help you to understand and completely prepared in completely preparing the exercise of the unit Great Expectations. So students, I will be with you with the next lecture related to the chapter number 12. Inshallah ta'ala, as soon as possible. Till then you have to wait for me. Allah Hafiz.